Hello everyone, this is Coding with Ninja and today I'm gonna be making a video about touch events. So what are touch events? So basically a touch event is a type of event that if something touches a part or if a player touches a part it does something, okay? So that's just what a touch event is, and it's basically asynchronous, which means that it is independent. So it does not so basically it does not have to depend on other functionalities and such. Okay, so let's go ahead and start uh, placing a part here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and insert a script. So I'm going to insert a script, remove this, and you're going to put script.parent, so it references the part, and then we're going to be using touched. Okay, and then we're going to go and connect with a function, and then it says part, right? So so basically what this one is um, this argument here or part, it references some other part, in the workspace, whether it's a character's body parts or any other part, right? So so I'm gonna go and print a statement here. So when you touch something, then we're gonna print out touched. Okay, yeah, that's it. So let's go and play. I'm gonna go play here right now. And if you're gonna take a look at the output right here, you'll see a message that's saying touched. Okay. So it says touch because because it touches the base plate. So it gets in contact with a base plate here, and then it just says touch. So when I walk over here, now it's just like touch for like how many times, right? Okay. So I touch it like 76 times. Well, minus one because it touched the base plate. Okay. So if you want to take this to another step, let's go and talk about debouncers. So what's a debouncer? So a debouncer is used if you do not want this function to be executed. Like you want it to, or you don't want this function to execute too many times. Like you only want to execute until it ends. You only want to execute from the top to the bottom, and then you don't want any other events happening. So we're gonna add the bouncer, and we're gonna go and set this to false. Okay. Okay. So if the bounce, so if the bounce is true, then we're gonna go and return because we don't want any other events happening. Okay. Otherwise, if it's okay, if that's not the case, we're gonna set this to true. So the bouncer equals true. Okay, let me go and remove the arts, just make the name convention look better. So we're gonna set this true, and then after this, we're gonna set the false here because we're done. Okay, so so we added the bouncer so this way, we don't end up executing this function too many times. So if there's other players touching it, right? Then and only because only one is gonna go through, you know. But any other touches, it will not go through. It'll just bounce out. Okay. So this is just the reason why people would use it. For a lot of reasons. So maybe if if you want to make the part go invisible, or if you have like a wait function here, so that um you use that to make this part invisible, then you may need to use the bouncer because otherwise, if you don't, then things can turn ugly. Okay. So let me go play here. Okay, so it still works the same way. Yeah, yeah, I know. I need to anchor this. Okay, so I'll give you an example of why we should use the bouncer. Okay, say that we want to make so say that we want to touch a part and then makes it go invisible. Okay, so what we can do is we can make a while loop. So let's remove this, and then let's just say if we take out those debouncers, I'll tell you what's going to happen if we remove these. Okay, so while let me go and make a variable for this. So equals script.parent. So I'm gonna get the part, and then, or actually, we'll just call this A because there's already a because we already have one here. So we're just call this A. Okay, and then let me go change this. So while let's say we want to make it visible, right? So we can say while A dot transparency is less than 1. Okay, let's say that we want to change the transparency all the way up to 1. Okay, do the following. So what we want to do is increase that transparency by 0.1. Okay, and then for we'll have it wait for 0.1 second. Okay, and I'll tell you the reason why we should not take out the bouncers. I'll tell you what's going to happen if we do not include them. So I'm gonna make sure I anchor this, and then let me go play here. So so basically you notice how it's going too fast or something like that, right? So it's not supposed to be going too fast, unfortunately. Okay, or if you or let's go to or let or let's say that we want to make it invisible and then turn back visible, right? So okay, let's say we want to make it invisible, and then next thing you know, you want to make it visible again. Okay, so I'll tell you what's going to happen if we do not have any of the bouncers. Okay, because things are going to turn ugly if you do not add any. Okay, yeah, loads really bad. Yeah, so yeah, you see how it repetitively just yeah, you see how repetitively just and rapidly goes visible and invisible. So it shouldn't happen this way. Okay, so that's why we have the bouncers. The way we fix it is the bouncers. So let's go and uncomment these out, and I'll show you. So if you were to play again, okay, okay, so notice how it doesn't really go crazy anymore because we have those debouncers here. So if I touch it, it doesn't even go in go invisible. So we just have to wait until the functionality is done. Okay, so that's the reason why we have the bouncers here, is just so that it doesn't really turn ugly, or you don't end up manipulating the event. So that's the reason why we should have the bouncers here. Okay, in some cases. So if in this case, if we ever have wait functions like, okay, let's go turn this invisible, then and then we want to wait until this function is complete before we go use it again. Then in this case, we will need to use the bouncers, right? not every case you'll be using the bouncer. So maybe if you wanna, if you wanna go and press a button or like touch something to get to earn money, then maybe you don't need the bouncers, okay? But in this case, because we have wait functions here, we want to wait until this thing becomes visible again. Then we need to use the bouncer, okay? All right, so that's all I have for this video. Hopefully you guys subscribe to my channel and comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you later. All right, peace.